Why is this not working? Thank you, DG. Okay. Let's just try this. Why is this not working? Oh, okay. There we go. Okay. Woohoo! All right. Okay. At everyone. Open qualifier day 2 is starting now. Come tune in. Alrighty. Okay. Getting this underway. Slash Q stop. Alrighty. Got the game getting ready to roll now. Okay. Alright. Day 2 of the qualifiers. Very exciting stuff. Right now we're going to have Mars versus 245. Mars is actually a bit of a merge between Mars and Neptune. That is just a bit of availability issues making a merge. So the winner of this is going to end up being in the final today in the next game against Saturn. That we saw in the last match yesterday. Qualifier. Day 2 matches are on. Come watch. Alrighty. Let's see how this is going to go. Hopefully we'll get a bit of what's going on here. Work client spec. Let's see. He's here. Should be fine. Should be fine. 1.5 minutes remaining. Not exactly sure. What the hell? Slash TP velted. TP work client high top. No idea what happened there. But it should be fine. Let's make sure it is. Make sure y'all set your slash roster correctly. Getting this rolling between 245 and Mars. Last map winner, Skill Joe. He hopped to several different teams, but he's found himself now on this one. So that'll be the one that counts. Work clients, which is Deke, Velted, and No Strafe. And then we got 245 here. Leto the Cutie, Bruno Beater, Flannel, and then let's see who's adjusting for them. One of these, Bruno the Car or Cherry. One of the two of them. I'm assuming it's Bruno the Car. We will find out, to say the least. Alrighty. Let's get this underway. 4 seconds to go. And the match has started. 20 minutes to see if 245 can breach Mars, that is. Go ahead and that'll work. Okay. Like we stated some yesterday, /GMSP flannel. Like we stated yesterday, the start of these matches really are kind of, you know, it's hard to figure out what's happening at the start of these matches. It's really important. It's very important to get very high, very deep, as quick as you can, really. That's where a lot of the important parts of this comes from. Continuing to make some progress now. 245 pretty much holding their shot at the highest they can. Doing some good progress. A chunk in a minute at the highest barrel. That's pretty good, and they're making this work, to say the least. Let's see how they're going to be able to do. A couple kills come through right there. Velted trying to get some patches off. Leto trying to do the best he can. They're just beaming right now without any type of resistance right now from Mars, that is. Not what I would expect, to be honest. Already 2 chunks in, 255. Work Client's trying to get some patches off now. Velted, I'm not sure what he's doing, just swinging back mostly, but the shot's going right over his head. Skill Joe now getting some patches done, doing what he can. Let's see how this is going to continue and work. Continuing to make some shots through. Fresh again. This is really not a good start for Mars at all. Almost 3 chunks in, 255. This is not the start you wanna have if you're playing a game like this, but they're gonna see what they can do. They gotta, you know, stabilize a little bit, try and get some success going on the patching side of things. Velted making some patches down, and Skill Joe trying to do the same thing. We're gonna see if 245 starts to use any Ys, because it's starting to get held much more at the top here. I would probably, you know, go a little bit lower, not too much, but just like that, they're making progress, opening this up, making a lot of room for them to work with. 17 minutes remaining now, just about 2.5 minutes elapsed, and they are continuing to make things work. Let's see how deep they can continue on getting. Very high right there. And let's see. I'm not exactly sure what's going on here. All right. Continuing to make some patches down, and shots go through the buffer. About 4 minutes elapsed. Let's see how they can make this work. Going on through now. Shot going high and fresh. 245 really doing a good job right now, getting very deep already. Already almost 4 chunks in. That's halfway through at 255. This is probably one of the more impressive starts we've seen from a team in the cup. So let's see how this continues, man. They are beaming at the moment, making a lot of progress. Mars is not doing a very good job holding. Let's see how they can continue to work. I'm just not seeing a lot of cohesion from Mars at the moment. Bruno the car forcing it through. Just uncontested shots right now. Really, Skill Joe seems like the only person who's getting any sort of patches off. Work Clients hanging out at the bottom. Not sure if that's exactly the thing to do. YOLO Swag doing his best to get some patches down, and I haven't seen Velted in a minute. Seems like there's just not a lot of communication right now between the Mars players, but just as I say that, they get some patches done there. And a good idea, I think, from 245 to utilize a low cord. I'm assuming they're going to try and split up the patchers. They have all the real estate in the world to do that now, so they might be able to do that pretty effectively. Continuing to work now. 219 back up to 241, and another fresh shot, and a kill comes through. 241 making it happen right now. This is not looking good for Mars. And give me 1 second while I figure this out real quick. All right. Alrighty. Keeping progress being made. They're almost 5 chunks in, very high. I think it's going to be a bit of a throw in my opinion if they can't breach at this rate, but it has slowed down a good bit recently, going deeper now. I'm not sure why you would adjust into patches at this coordinate, but they are fresh at least once there. And fresh here. The shot was a little messed up there, but it gets rid of the sand stack anyway, so that is good. Continuing to try and make some fresh shots, but they adjusted the wrong side for a second, it seemed. Yeah, it's just for 1 shot, so nothing too bad. Skill Joe, a death in the chat, coming on through, and they are making this happen. Shots are continuing to work. 247. And here they go. 247 continuing to make work. Almost full fresh here. Opening up a lot below. Not exactly sure how far they're going to be able to get at this time. Let's see right now how this is going. Continuing to make some progress. Not a lot of shots coming through, but we're going to see how this goes. 231, 229, making more progress. Fresh shots. They have a lot of real estate to work with below this. So let's see how they continue to work now. 229 is still coming through. YOLO swag. Getting some patches done. It does seem like Mars is stabilizing by just a little bit. And we'll see how this continues to go. Wart clients trying to get some patches done in the back. I'm not exactly sure what he's doing. Patching off the top. It's not exactly a common way to patch when it comes to raiding, or defending. But we'll see if that, works for him, I guess. Bruno and Leto working themselves out. Getting work clients held up pretty significantly. And they are trying to make something happen, but I don't know why you would adjust into patches fresh here or early. I'm not exactly sure what the idea behind this is. I would kind of keep trying to get pretty deep, high chord. Something like this I feel like would work really well. But we'll see how they're doing. I know they don't have a patented experienced adjuster on their side, but they are full fresh here, so I can't say much about it, but they are going to have to get a lot deeper if they want to have a chance to win this game. They just still have quite a bit of real estate to work with. Low, just like that, 225, full fresh, continuing to work through. 12 minutes remain. 247 now. Can they make something happen high? They're definitely trying to, but Skill Joe's on it. He's going to catch that very easily and without contest at the front. Alrighty, 223, excuse me. Making more progress, fresh, almost to the 2 chunk off mark. But we will see how they continue to catch. Wart clients getting something caught right now. Leto doing what he can to force Wart clients off the shot. Back up high into patches. I just don't really understand why this is happening. Why they are doing this at the moment. 228. Trying to make something work. 239 now. Let's see how much further they're going to be able to get in during this time. 10 minutes to go. I hope that is me. I'm not sure. I think that was me. Okay. All right. I think I'm lagging out, which is the case. Oh. Hello? Hello? Okay. I think I'm back. It's getting a little DDoSed. Alrighty. 245. Shot coming in. And let's see how this goes now. Now they're back down to 227. It's getting blocked up a lot more than it was earlier. So let's see what they can manage to make happen right now. They still have, 219 and below very open. Seems like I'm lagging a little bit again. Not really sure what's going on, to be honest. But we'll see. We will see how this goes. 227 now. They really got to make some more progress, I think. 9 minutes to go. You want to try and just make this happen as quick as possible, in my opinion. But not exactly their tactic. Very deep, very high was how they started. But I'm not exactly sure how they're going to be able to finish now. Let's see, 223. Back down fresh to 217, but that's going to get caught very easily. Got to be careful not going straight into patches. I would go a little higher, right here I think is a great coordinate they could go to. But they're still back up high, clearing early. Not exactly sure what the tactic is here, but they are getting really deep. So maybe this is going to work out for them. Getting somebody up to patch is not anyone right now. YOLO Swag trying to get here. Is he going to hit a pearl? He's trying to. I don't think he's going to need to. He's up on the shot. Getting some patches done. A lot is cleared below. Almost full fresh at that cord. Still very high, very deep. I really think if you're a 245, you got to just try and go for the breach pretty soon. I think there's plenty of cords. And I think you got to, you have about 2 chunks of walls. That's 16 walls and, 48 seconds of fresh shooting. So, Ribos, I cannot move you into the game. I'm sorry, man. You should have said you would be able to play, man. I asked you. 225 now. Back down here. Skill Joe trying to prove his worth right now. Getting some patches off. Get some more done there. Let's see how this goes. A lot's getting blocked up now at this point. It's going to be a lot harder for 245 to find a breach, but they are just really against using low coordinates unless I'm speaking differently here. 210, full fresh on to the 2 chunk off mark. I think it is looking a lot worse now for 245, though. I think they just waited too long to go that low. Their other adjusting, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not agreeing with how the adjusts are going on right now, but we'll see if it works out for them, to say the least. Back down to 233, trying to make some more shots go through, but it's not happening at the moment. Let's see what they're able to do. Back to 233. They're still fresh almost here. Not impressive by the adjuster, I'd say. I think they could have been breached minutes ago. And why I am baffled by these adjusts, to be honest. What client am I using? This is Orbit client. It's a Factions client. If you're in the community at all, you'd be familiar with it. But a very good client, to say the least. Not sponsored. 243 now, continuing to move back high. It's almost like they're trying to breach at the highest chord possible. Not exactly sure. Let's see how they continue to make something happen. I'm really not agreeing with a lot of the adjusts that are going on right now, but we'll see if that continues to be, useful for them. It's not showing to be right now. There's so many open X's and Y's, and they're not going to any of them. I really don't understand what's going on. Is Falcon Client still kicking? There are one in a few people on Falcon clients, but I do not see it much at all. Orbit's pretty much the only client that makes sense in Factions nowadays. Now, there is 2 different versions of Orbit that are kind of around, which makes things confusing, that are owned by different teams. But Orbit's pretty much the best thing around now. It's the only one that still gets development. So, shot coming through, maybe. Not seeing it. Not exactly sure what's going on. Did they forget to fill the cannon? It looks like they did. They got to fill the cannon. Someone's got to fill it. Oh, no. Oh, no. This is not good. They got to fill the cannon. There it is. Okay, shots coming back in. This is just not what you want to see if you're 245. I think they had all the ability in the world to breach this base very quick and have very much sold that option to. You know, I never used Falcon, to be honest. I always used Crystal before I moved to Orbits. But I never used Falcon. I know a lot of people enjoyed it, though. Still shots coming through, trying to clear some in the middle areas, but I just think this is blocked up, and I don't think they're going to be able to breach at this rate. They are just about at the lowest Y they can breach right now. Nobody is here, so they're continuing to make progress almost to a chunk off. I'm not seeing anybody here. They might not even know that the shot's coming in. They do. Skilljoe's on it. Almost a chunk off here, though. What can they make happen? 241 back up there. Really trying to use those high cores the best they can, but Work Clients is on it. Continuing to make something happen. Beta what? What are we betaing? A Falcon? Or another client? 247. Shots keep going through. Let's see how they can make this work. Work Clients. Getting some more patches off. Not exactly sure where the shot is now. Back down to 209. Almost fresh there. But I am not seeing a lot of hope right now from 245 to be able to make this work. Told me 5:30. I did, and then you told me you could play, and then I told you to join, and then you didn't. So, not my fault, man. Gotta pay attention. 203. Can they make something happen? They still have a couple fresh chords that can breach, but that's just too high. I really am not sure what the 245 adjuster is doing. I know he's not used to it, but man, I don't know if this is, you know, very beneficial at all. Now they got to try and go here or something, man. They got 3 minutes to breach. I don't think it's going to happen. I think Mars is stabilizing pretty well. Skilljoe on the shot, probably one of the, you know, players that we are really expecting to do well here, but we'll see how he can make this work. 203. How can they get much further? I don't know if they're going to be able to. And they're even full walling up some of this. So not sure if this is going to count. I think there's a couple blocks missing, but I'm not sure actually. It might count as a full wall. We'll see. But not encouraging signs from 245 right now. They are very deep high, but I don't think it's really going to matter when you're only 3 minutes to go, unless it just goes uncontested like this for a very long time. You got YOLO Swag on it. He did get a shot off fresh, but I don't know. I don't know if this is the proper way to go about things right now. Not sure where the shot is. Maybe it's down here. There's just a lot of open area. I don't know what the adjuster is really looking at, to be honest, because there has always been a lot of fresh chords that have not been used. But continuing to make something happen. Back on fresh. This should get rid of 2 walls. Almost. Not actually breaching high enough on this one. But continuing to make something work. They are back fresh here. Almost to the 1 chunk remaining mark with 2 minutes to go, but it is just not looking good for 245 for a breach. But they still have plenty of open area to shoot, to be honest, but just not going to the correct adjustments. I'd say this is going to be very hard for them to breach. It's very funny, you know, we mentioned how Open Qualifier teams, we had not seen one defend for the entire 20 minutes last season, and now we're going to see this team defend probably for the whole 20 minutes, and we saw several yesterday. Very interesting to see how the teams continue to improve and develop. Not a great way to go about things right now for 245. They had so much promise at the start, got so deep so quick. But I don't think they used very smart adjusts to get much further into it. 247 now. Making something happen. Let's see what they can do. 203 back up to 247. I don't know what's going on, man. You cannot shoot early like this. You have to just hit fresh. They must not have a spectator or something, because they're not getting, you know, good chords, to say the least. Just not exactly what you want to see if you are 245. But if you're Mars, I think you're pretty confident about how this is. and how this went, especially off the, not a great start, but they're continuing to get some walls done. At this point, it's just about trying to get as many walls broken as possible to see if you can defend everything you can. Oh no, and a mistake back over there, but back here, and the raid is going to stop in just a moment. 3, 2, 1. How many walls? 6 walls. Okay, that's not forever, but it's also not nothing. So we'll see how this continues. Back to the cooldown in the grace period. All right. Back to the grace period now. 3 minutes until we get this underway. Let's see how this goes. All righty now. All right. I think we might have somebody joining us to commentate here. Get up crazy. Welcome back to the commentator booth.
Nice to be here. Thank you for having me again.
Very exciting stuff. Let's see. Hold on. Let me try. Force add. All right. James, if we can get you in, I will try. But not sure if we'll be able to or not. TP, get up crazy. High top. USP. All right, are you in here in spec?
Yes, sir.
Sweet, sweet. Did you, were you able to watch any of that match by chance?
I was able to watch the end, and a 6-wall, 20-minute hold is very good. That is very good for the patching team.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest, and I know you weren't here at the start. That was probably one of the biggest sells I've ever seen from a raiding clan. They were 5 chunks in, 255 with 13 minutes to go. And
wow,
just very, very poor adjusting, in my opinion, led to them not being able to breach. I thought it would have been over in almost 10 minutes, to be honest, with the rate it was going. But they just kept hitting patches after patches after patches, which obviously ended up leading to them, not being able to breach. But we're going to see now how this goes and how 245 is able to hold up. So we'll see how things go, but we'll find that out.
I mean, after a picture-perfect start like that, 5 chunks in 255, hopefully they come out with that same energy at the start, but they can't sell again. They gotta hold this.
Exactly. If you're 245, you gotta be kind of nervous, to be honest. The fact that you have to hold your base and hold 6 shots of it, but this is good for them. The cannon's not even firing yet. I don't know what's going on. I'm not sure what's happening right now. I don't know if they've filled.
There they go. They didn't fill it.
Oh my goodness. Well, we are seeing some major mistakes from both sides right now. But now
hopefully
they
can make
shoot.
up with their forcing. It seems as if Ribos isn't here for Mars. He was one of their big forcers yesterday.
Yeah, the Mars and Neptune clans ended up having to merge just for some availability issues. So that's why, unfortunately, we don't see Ribos right now.
Okay.
But they are to say the least. I think I would say on paper the favorite of this matchup, but with how the match started with the previous raid phase, I wasn't very confident in that anymore. But we will see how this continues to work at this point. Several people we're seeing for the first time in the cup. James, that's the ZZ account. He's having his debut right now. And then we're also having several, obviously, of the 245 members. So we're going to see how they're able to work. Cherry trying to get some patches off now.
I mean, right now, looking at it, seems as if Mars is just having their way with them right now, getting really deep high, and they haven't even used any low chords, really.
I agree. I think it is very important that Mars just takes their time. They are patient enough for this, because 6 walls is really not that, uncommon rating to get further in. So I think for them, I think it's the important thing is just being patient and confident with your adjust and not forcing anything too early. And as I say that, they do go 226.
Finally pop a low chords. While you were talking, it seems as if Lil James died while forcing, so see how that affects them. But I do know on this Mars roster, they do have some good forcers. Yesterday in their match against Saturn, you would see Velted getting 2,200 damage, though. That's pretty high.
Definitely true. They have some strong players, and some players, like I said, on paper, that would make a lot of sense to be a very strong team. But we're going to see how this continues to work. 246 now, trying to make something happen, but really not a lot of progress being made at this point.
They have 4 people forcing. Are they adjusting? There's 4 people forcing.
Okay, it's James, Velted, Skilljoe,
and Skilljoe.
Okay, hold on.
That is not good.
That is not good.
They've had 4 forcing.
That is not good. Okay, it was James, Skilljoe. Who else was it? Work Client?
And Velted.
And Velted. Yes, they're both
Those
there.
4 I said, yeah.
And they have someone adjusting.
Yes.
Okay, let's see real quick. Give me 2 seconds. All right. Why does my game not want to show up on my stream? Hello? There we go. Okay. Bit of technical difficulties there. Mars ended up having too many people forcing, so we just went ahead and restarted the raid phase. And so the walls to beat are 6. We won't have a full both side match, just outcome, but we do know that they have to beat 6 walls. So that'll be how this ends up. Let me all right, hold on. If you do this, wall total reduced to 0. Okay, trying to get this sorted out. Lots of different technical difficulties. We'll see. Okay. Well, Get Up Crazy, we had some technical difficulties now, but everything should be okay. You know, as they restart here, do you think what Mars was doing was pretty beneficial just at the start of that match? Oh, Get Up Crazy.
Hold on, sorry, I got something going on right now.
No worries, no worries. Alrighty, well, we are getting this going. They should be levering in just a moment, trying to make sure this is the most proper way, and not exactly sure what Yellow Swag is doing, but there we go. Shot should be coming in now, and there we are. Mars trying to win this match. Reminder, the winner of this moves on to the final against Saturn, a team that we saw that was very strong yesterday. We're going to see how this continues to go. Let me go ahead and check a couple things. All right. All right, like we said and have said, it is hard to understand, you know, what is a good start besides something clear and obvious. So their tactic on Mars' side is definitely to open this up as much as they can, but we're going to see if that is able to happen. Shots keep on coming through. And let's see how they make this work now. Cherry trying to get some blocks placed. Bruno doing the same. And let's see how this continues to go. Getting pretty deep right now. But the shot's not coming in at the moment. Let's see how much further they continue to make progress here. We want to try and see something as high as possible, as deep as possible. You know, it's pretty open right now. but you want to make a lot more progress while you can at this early stage of the match. 249 now. Leto seeing what he can do. Bruno making something happen as well. Did Mars get raided? Mars did not get raided. They had 6 walls remaining. That is their goal to beat right now. Into the 2-chunk mark now. Gonna see how much more damage they can do. And excuse me while I check a couple more things real quick. Go ahead and get up crazy here. Okay. Shots coming through. Shot fresh at 220. We see a lot of different tactics when it comes to adjusting. But it is pretty clear that Mars's tactic is definitely to widen it up and do up and down as much as they can to split up as many patchers as possible. Alrighty. 244. Let's see how much more progress they can make early. About 4 minutes elapsed. Not nearly the amount of progress we saw from 245 when they were raiding. But not exactly sure what good is anymore. After last raid phase, it was incredibly important that they got deep high, which they did, and then still managed not to breach. Definitely a bit of a sell from the 245 side of things, but let's see how they can continue doing this. Shots keep coming in, and let's see what can happen right now. Velta getting some forces done, and Bruno the Car getting some patches off. Bruno the Car doing very well right now. Honestly, shades of Lucky Bullet, I'd say, of him patching. But we will see how they continue to make some progress. Back into the 4th chunk mark now. 3 chunks in, that is very high. So not bad progress being made. And trying to get just a little bit more progress. Like we said, it's important to try and get halfway pretty high with about 13 minutes remaining. That's 2 minutes from now. So let's see how they're able to continue doing this. Alrighty. 224 going into some patches. Not a great way to adjust to, but let's find out how much damage they're able to do. Alrighty, 210. More shots coming in. Opening this up, like we said, that is probably their biggest goal right now. Is just to open this up as much as possible. But let's see what they can continue to make happen. Really just not a lot of progress being made from the Mars point of view, but I'm not exactly sure what the tactic is either way. A lot of really well done patches being made at the moment from the 245 side of things, but it's really important that Mars continues to get as deep as they can. 13 minutes remain, and let's see how this goes. Alrighty now. 249 continuing to work and make progress. Bruno the Car now trying to get some patches off. 210 even. Let's see how much further they can really get. They're getting stalled right now. It's about 12 minutes remaining, not halfway in. Not very good from a Mars point of view, but Let's see how much more progress they're able to make. A good cord right there, but a really nice pearl that was not caught by a single patch. Very good cord right there to get pretty deep. They're going to have to find some more 1x1 coordinates and see what they can do. 234 now. Back to a fresh. Almost to the 4-chunk mark. Almost halfway in. Just not quite at the amount of time that we've seen be super beneficial in matches previously. 234. Continuing to make some progress. We'll see what they can do right now, but it's looking very packed up from a 2-4 or 2-4-5 point of view. But Mars still plenty of ability and opportunity to make a lot of progress happen. War Client seeing this shot through. Full fresh at the moment. Bruno the car getting to it. Gets a couple patches there, but very good progress there to the 4-chunk mark. Just about. Very close to that, and they are. I believe this is going to be the last wall of the 4-chunk. It is. They're officially halfway into this base. Let's see how much more damage they can do. Alrighty, 229 now. Oh, I think I have lagged out. So, nope, that's okay. Maybe. Alright, having some issues with my internet, it seems. Not very exciting. Shots continuing to come through, though. Let's see what they can have happen. 240, fresh, a very nice cord. Mars doing a lot better job adjusting now. Getting just straight, fresh patches at the moment. Let's see what they can continue to do. Bruno getting a lot of patches off right now, catching the shot. If I'm Mars, you got to send somebody on Bruno the car, because he is getting a lot of patches held right now. So we're going to see how this continues to work. Shots keep coming in. And let's see what can happen. 225. Seems like they're trying to open up the early part of this buffer as deep as they can. A nice little cord there to get rid of several patches. 242 in the same X. Really trying to open up a lot at the front. 248 though, a really nice cord. 244, excuse me. Still fresh and really well done by the Mars adjuster. I think he has really shown his worth in the last couple minutes here, because within 2 minutes he got another full chunk in there. 3 chunks off now, about 24 walls. Let's see what they can continue to make work right now. 244. Trying to make something happen. Clear some patches low, but we've seen a lot of this happen where teams get deep and then it gets a lot harder to get deeper. But 231 is fresh, which is allowing them to go fresh and fresher. Still several shots. It looks like it's caught up front, but almost to the 2-chunk mark now. It's a matter of how late are they going to keep these low coordinates available, because 245 very much sold their ability to get into the base by not adjusting to several fresh chords. 214 now though, full fresh but very low. Not sure if this is quite the move. I would have gone a little higher, but I'm sure they probably have a chord here, but I don't know if it's really smart to go that deep already. 2 chunks off now at 210. Let's see what they're able to make happen. I see a lot. Yep, that is one of the chords I was looking at. Let's see, Bruno the car trying to get to the shot, but Cherry's going to get that patched up, opening up this bit right here. Seems like maybe what they were trying to do is open it up deep and then make it wide right there. Not a bad idea by any means. Shot coming in, clearing a lot below it as well. Mars really looking calm, cool, and collected. We said one of the keys to them performing today was just being as patient as they could, because they only have to get to 6 walls, right? 6 walls remaining. So we will see how this continues to work. Let's see how things go now. 245. Shot continuing to come through. Alrighty. 8 minutes remaining now. 245. Back to 229. Let's see if they can hit anything fresh. Not a lot there, but they're probably trying to clear, make it a little wider in the front. Shots continuing to come through. Looks like that shot is full fresh though. 225. Full fresh continuing to make something happen. Let's see how they continue. 230 now. But caught at the front. Adjusting into patches. Not a great idea, I would say. 7 minutes remaining now, though. Getting a little more precarious for Mars, as they are still 2 chunks off. That's 16 walls total. And they only have 7 minutes to get to that 6 wall mark in order to win the match. Alrighty, back to 233 now. And continuing to make this happen. Almost past that 2 chunk mark. Just about 2 chunks remaining now, and they are at 233. Very high at this coordinate. A good outcome from the Mars side of things right now. Shots still coming through. Bruno the car trying to get some patches off. I appreciate it, Simo. Thank you. Got a cut last week. Shots continuing to see something and make something happen. 6 minutes remaining. Full fresh. Another sand wall down. 217 now. Let's see how much more progress is able to make. 246. But they're adjusting into patches at the front. That's not going to give you a lot of progress. They're trying to just get a lot cleared below, it seems. But when you get caught right here, it doesn't really do a lot. But another shot going down here. I'm sure they're probably waiting to go to a fresh or close to fresh chord at this Y level. You're trying to get Bruno the car maybe away, because he is really doing a great job holding this shot right now. Let's see how this goes. 245. Not really changing the Y now. It does look very packed up at this point. Trying to make a lot of progress, but I'm not seeing it at the moment. 249. Clearing a lot early. But 5 minutes remain, and they got to get some more walls done, to say the least. Alrighty, 232 now. 236. Trying to make something happen. Back to almost fresh. Getting a lot of patches cleared there. And a very good chord right here. Let's see if somebody's able to find that. Looks like Woodman's on it. Let's see if he can give that calm, because that is a very strong chord. But that I don't know about. But okay, they're back to that chord. That one we saw, a very strong coordinate. Almost going to get to a chunk off. Is someone going to be able to patch it? Bruno is on it. Almost to the chunk remaining. 4 minutes to go now. Let's see what they're able to do. Back to 239. All right. Velted seems like he's having a bit of a lag fit at the moment. He's dead. Not great there. Progress continuing to be made. Back to 212. Let's see how much deeper they can get here. About 1 shot fresh. They are caught at the front, but they're still trying to make some progress. They need to get to that 6 wall mark. Let's see how much deeper they can get. They got 3.5 minutes to do so, but a lot is clear right here. This is a very strong coordinate right here. Let's see if someone sees it, but they are 229 early. Not a bad idea, because I'm sure they know where that chord is, and they're probably trying to keep it and open this up a little bit. Shots continuing to come through. Nobody holding it up front. I'm not exactly sure what's going on here from a 245 perspective, but a lot getting cleared. Bruno the car getting on the shot. Let's see if they use that Y. I don't know if they will. They missed it. They missed the coordinate. I'm not exactly sure why they went there, of all places. trying to get through, and that looks like it is fresh. Right there. Not quite to the 1 chunk off mark. 2 minutes remaining now. Getting into scary hours for Mars. 2:15, that was a fresh shot. Let's see what else they can make happen. If they just go a little higher, I think, not quite. It won't be fresh, but it will be pretty deep. Right here is a very strong coordinate as well. Several spots they can adjust to. No need to panic yet if you are Mars, but time is ticking and we're getting down to the wire. Shot fresh there. A chunk off, another sand wall down. That means there's 7 walls remaining. 1 wall in between their total and 245's total. Let's see how this ends up. 2 minutes now. Can they get 1 more wall? I think it is almost a guarantee that they can adjust to break 1 more wall, but not sure how this is going to end up. 2:19 now. Can they continue to make this work? 1.5 minutes remaining. Mars trying to find some progress to get to this 6 wall remaining mark that they need to in order to win. But still very high, very early, trying to make something happen. I think they might just be waiting. They know that that's all they have to do in order to win the match. They might just be waiting to go there until they absolutely need to. Not a bad idea. It's absolutely slamming high at the moment. Making this go through. If they're not going to get contested, then it doesn't matter anyway. A minute remaining now. 7 walls defended by 245 at the moment. A little bit of lag from myself. Apologies for that. Where are they going to try and get to? 2:02 now. Not going to hit fresh. I'm not sure why you would go there if it's not immediately fresh, but that is fresh. 1 shot there. 6 walls remaining now. Tied at the minute. They need 1 more fresh shot. Excuse me. They need 1 more fresh shot in order to win. 30 seconds to go. They are tied on the amount of walls. Not sure where the shot is. We're over here for some reason. I don't know why we're shooting at this point, but can they breach? They are tied on walls right now with 6 defended. They need 1 shot in order to win this match, but are they going to have it? 2:03 is not going to be it. Can they get any? This wall has been full wall. Not quite, though. They need to hit a shot through. 12 seconds to go. Do they have a cord that they can go to? They need 1 shot in order to win this match, but it might just end up tied. Oh, what is going to happen? 2-1. Who's going to remain? 6 walls defended, and it's a tie. And it's a tie. What in the world is going on? Of course, the first tie that has to happen when we have to restart the match, so the actual tiebreaker doesn't work. But, ladies and gentlemen, there is probably some unfortunate news from a 245 point of view. So give me 1 second and let's figure this out real quick. Let me just go ahead and freeze this. All right, and let me go ahead, mute this, and let's figure this out. All right. Yo. Who's on Bruno the car? Which account is this? Is it the account that just muted up? Bruno the car. All right. Can you go ahead and log out real quick, Bruno? What do you want to see? See stats? The stats aren't going to be able to show because we had to restart. It's tied. And there would usually be a tiebreaker, but the tiebreaker is the top average damage dealt. However, I think there is a bit
broken
of...
the server. But they cheated, so surely we win then.
Well, Mr.
Can't let
Bruno the
cheaters win.
car, can you please log out? And then go to cancel. He's already got that figured
No,
out.
I don't. It's not gonna work.
I wonder who has Baby Arts and L5 Hazy as accounts here.
It's a bit sus. But it's a telesalamander, so we're good.
They'll tell us salamanders.
All right, Lucky Bullet. It's we've known for a minute, but we wanted to have the match
What?
happen. So
But we didn't have a full flag. We
Wait,
kind of
wait,
had
wait,
him.
wait, hold on. First of all, you did not know it was me.
yes, I
Second of
did,
all-
bro. Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Check
You
the
didn't. How would you
stream.
know?
Check the stream.
How
Lucky,
would you know?
Lucky, you
How
were
would
the
you know?
because you were the only person that patches like that.
Okay, but no one else knows. Just you guys.
What about
They
it?
just but listen, bro. These guys, they're for the first.
We
Like,
knew.
just came back to fashions after years of playing Ark on Skyblock. Yeah. This the
What?
Carry on.
Yo, you lagged out, bro.
Why did this guy join? This is the first time. These men are back. You can't just. They're in the fucking loser bracket. Trying to
That
do
was our
something.
first time adjuster as well.
Listen, if you let them go through this
First
round, I
time
won't play with
adjuster.
them next time.
I
Jerry just adjusted for the first time ever. In
Yeah,
his
it was
whole
just- we
life.
didn't have any
He's
players.
never
Yeah,
adjusted
no, I'm not
before.
gonna lie, bro.
Listen,
Like,
I-
no one wants to teach us anything, bro. Like,
Nobody wants. I'm helping these guys out, yeah.
You're with the
If you guys
underdogs,
let
bro.
them go
Let us
through-
win.
I mean, you should have just disconnected J Shot.
I swear they had cheaters as well. Their team, like,
I will
they
not
weren't
play.
on their
I will
team.
not play the next round.
Yeah, sure.
it's,
We won't have four
Just
people.
let it, bro. Let it. No. Let it deal out with the top
I'm
damage
not
down.
doing that because for one, if they didn't have you, they would have lost.
We would have easily
Yes,
won.
exactly.
No,
So
it's the
that's
same,
true.
bro.
We would have easily
I-
won.
I,
bro.
listen, I regret to inform y'all that Mr. Lucky Bullet being
What?
caught
Stop.
on
Okay,
the
but okay,
account
hold on.
is a
We
minus
cannot-
24 wall deduction, which
Okay,
gives
wait.
the
You cannot
win
say that in chat
to
though. Don't say
Mark.
Lucky
LB was
Bullet is a
playing.
24 wall deduction.
Uh,
Don't say
Your
LB
lucky
was
bullet's
playing
not even
high
that
top.
good, bro.
Bro,
High
LB's
top,
worth
you're
like 2 walls
Wait,
max.
Hi,
it was.
Torb, are you saying it in chat?
But they cheated too, so how much balls
The
did they
fact,
lose cheating?
wait, the
They
fact
had
that
5 forces.
Wait, hold
They had
on, hold
five
on.
forces.
Surely it's like
hold on.
Is it
Wait,
even
you
then?
can't say it in chat, bro.
Okay, I won't say it in chat.
Bro, I'm not going to play the real game then, you idiot.
What?
Play what?
Bro, if you tell everyone that I was playing, I'm not going to be able to fucking play the real thing.
Why
Yeah, you
not?
will. We're good.
Bro, you're not going to let me, right?
I'm gonna let you play the real thing. That.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
let us
you're
go through.
if you guys weren't such a weirdos, then the talk balls for this, would they have won?
Okay.
Yeah, we would have
What?
easily won.
No, I don't know what would have happened, to be honest, because it's the first tie that ever happened, and of course it happened when we had to restart the match, so the tiebreaker wasn't
We didn't want that,
recorded.
by the way.
Yeah, we
Huh?
didn't want that.
Well,
We would
if
have
we
kept
we
going.
didn't want it. We
If
didn't
you
want
placed one block, we would have
Yeah,
won.
I know,
man.
I know,
it.
I
We were
know.
holding
Trust
so
me.
good. We just want. We
You're
were
so
like,
fucking ass, Charlie. Kill
If I
yourself.
placed one block,
Okay,
we would have won. I know,
okay,
trust me.
okay. Listen,
That's why we should
listen,
win, though.
Lucky,
One
Lucky. I
Can
didn't
see
listen.
stats now?
Okay,
Can I see
listen. I'm finishing this match.
stats? LB high top is live. Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Oi.
Why-
Oi.
Okay,
Just
well,
a little
it's-
taste for the real shit, bro. I'm gonna get all you men in the cup. Y'all
It's-
go.
it's
now.
been-
the cup will be mine.
It's been a pleasure. Unfortunately, Mars will be moving on. Lucky, good try. Maybe better luck next time. What in the world?
Oh my.
Due to a player ban, Mars will be moving on. Goodness gracious. Okay, well, it's time for the championship. Okay, we'll be back in just a moment, ladies and gentlemen, with the championship as soon as we can get that going. Alrighty. Why does this always fuck up? Can this please work for once? There we go. Okay. Coin flip time.
Get in.
Alrighty. Let's get a coin flip
Hey,
going.
woman.
All right. Two representatives from Mars and Saturn. Congrats, first of all, gentlemen, for making it to the final for a chance to qualify for the cup. And let's go ahead and let me get this up. Pin, it will be your honor to call which heads or tails you want. So go ahead and let me know.
I think I'm gonna go with tails.
Going with tails. Okay, I am
Tails never
flipping
fails.
it on
That is what they say.
stream.
Except for now.
It is
Sure, they say it
tails.
for a reason.
It is
Tails never
tails.
Tails does never fail.
So you were able to choose whether you will defend or raid first. You can go talk to your team, and then you
I
can
appreciate that one.
let Slopper know, and then we will get this started. Good luck to both of you, gentlemen.
Good luck with
Thank you.
All right. Let's get this thing underway. Get up crazy. If you had to say a couple keys to the match, what would you say the winning team is going to have to do well to qualify for the cup?
Gonna just have to stick to the principles. I'm not sure if Mars got Ribos back. That would be a pretty good pickup for them. Saturn, again, does have, I think you said another sub, am I right?
Yes, Saturn, big news. Saturn has the one and only Coastal subbing in for them as they needed a fourth player. So Coastal will be playing with Saturn. That is correct.
Yeah, that's a big pickup. I think Coastal, he'll probably be maybe on the adjusts. I'm not too sure. We'll have to see that. But I think he's capable of patching, and he'll definitely help them out as their fourth. But I think I really do have a lot of confidence in this Mars team. If they can stick to the principles and their communications, I think they can go in there and get this done.
I think that is definitely true. I think, like you said, the key is going to be communication. Both of these teams were mostly randomly put together. Not a lot of experience playing with each other, but that type of experience difference is not going to be the same as it was for like Poop yesterday, because both of these teams were put together on random. So we're going to see which team has been able to build that experience with each other and that comfortability with their communications the best. So we're going to continue to get this rolling in just a moment now. Who might be one or two players that you're expecting to see some big things from today?
I've been hearing a lot of talk out of the man, the myth, Ribos. I don't know, to all my RLCS watchers, if you guys know a man named Daniel, that would be my comparison. They're both pretty young prospects that are tearing up the leagues that they're in. And Ribos was putting up some very, very impressive stats yesterday. Had a whopping 83 catches in their game. And I'm pretty sure it was also the game against Saturn. So this is the rematch from yesterday where Saturn won by, I believe, 2 walls. So it will be a good and close match to watch.
It could definitely be close. We are getting some last minute communication right now. Let me see real quick. Alrighty. Should be all good. We should be getting started in just a moment. And we'll figure that out. What do you expect from a man like Coastal? You know, he, like you said, I think he's going to be adjusting some. I think he's going to have to patch as well. What do you expect, you know, performance-wise after this would be his first ever Factions Cup game?
I know a lot of people like to bring him down and say things about him, but Coastal, he doesn't even have to be the best player there, but one thing that he does bring to that team is that leadership quality and leadership value that I think they are lacking a lot. They have some pretty soft-spoken, some guys that can get out of control. Not to point any fingers or anything, but I think Coastal will bring that knowledgeable and leadership value to the team that can help them out a lot.
Very true. Very true. I think that is a good point to make. The fact that they need a leader in their calls to make sure they can get things rolling and done correctly. So this game should be starting in just a moment now. I think we're just waiting for some final touches, and then it should be ready to go. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything from my end. Alright, seems like we're dealing with a bit of lag issues right now. Let's see. All right. Seems like the match is just moments away from starting. Let's see if we can get into this. Thank you, Dora. I do have a sty in my eye, which makes it very hard to keep my eye open for a long amount of time. So, playing injured, as you would, as you'd say. So, should be getting things going right now. In just a moment. I do think on paper, Mars at this current point is probably the better team, but I definitely think Saturn obviously still has an extremely good chance to get a W here and move on. They just don't have some of their players they did yesterday, such as Cheesy XD. In our spring had a good performance yesterday too, so we'll see what happens. Madigal, another player they're missing, that could definitely help their squad. So we'll see. We'll see. Both teams, I think very evenly matched. And after yesterday, the ending we had with that game, it'll be hard to have a better match than that, but we'll definitely hope for something like it.
I do have to agree with you. Saturn missing Arspring is pretty huge for them. Their last matchup with Mars, Arspring was able to catch 70, being their main shot catcher. But someone that not really known for being a patcher, BBM Pin, also had 67 patches caught in that game, so I would try to look out for him this game, see if he can perform like that again.
Very true. Very true. Pin, definitely a very solid player overall. I think everyone in these teams will have a decent chance to get drafted next season for a current Cup team, but we'll see how it goes. See who's able to make do here. I think we are. The match is getting underway just now. A minute and a half remaining in the grace period. Let's get you over here. Get up crazy.
Appreciate it.
All right. Make sure you set up your /roster correctly. Oh my goodness, my sty in my eye is really acting up. Oh.
No pain, no gain.
Yeah, that's right.
Factions Cup, it ain't for the weak.
It's not. The good thing is I won't have another 8-hour, maybe even 9-hour streaming session like I did last season with the group play games.
That'd probably help.
That was brutal. Not to mention the dickhead trying to crash the server during that time too.
That doesn't help. I feel like the schedule changes were very needed.
Yeah, I think having it weekly will be fun. So we'll see. We will see. to say the least. Let me hit a tactical ping again.
So out of these forcers on the walls high top, who do you think is going to drop the nuke for the red team, Saturn?
I think Dora and Pin are the biggest candidates for that. I think both of them have the highest forcing ability out of the others. Who would you say on the Patchet side would be the leader there?
Oh man, I don't know. I'm not seeing Ribos like we were saying, so I don't know how that's gonna go. But I am, from a call point of view, I would say that Lil James would kind of assume and take that leader role. But Velted also putting up some impressive patching stats, so we'll just have to wait and see.
Belted definitely having a good performance during these qualifiers, making his name known. You know, that's what these are for, is to get your name out there to try and, you know, potentially, you know, be a target for the next season of Cup teams. Velted is having a bit of struggle lagging, it seems, but making it work right now. I'm going to double check and make sure we have correct amount. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that works. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, 4v4, all good. All right. Making some progress now. 246, a lot of really strong ability to make this go through right now. They're really not having a lot of resistance at this coordinate right now.
Not at all. They're just ripping through 2 chunks in 246 already. It seems as if James just got back after his death to Dora, so that'll be good for them.
Shots keep coming on through. 2 chunks already in just over a minute. A good start for Saturn right now. So let's see what they're able to continue on doing. We talked about a lot of different adjusting strategies, and we'll see which one they choose to do.
And they're just continuing to rip this buffer. 250 still clearing and fresh. 2 on James right now. I'm not seeing a lot of patchers.
Shots keep coming on through. Fresh on fresh at the moment. You can be a force.
Here we go. It seems as if they are adapting the low adjust strategy at the start. Going 222. Velted trying to catch it, but falls down. Back up high.
All right. Fix something right there. But yeah, just as we were saying, 216 now. Shots continuing to come through. They're already almost halfway through. Now they are pretty low at the moment. Dora trying to chase, who is this? Wart Clients off the wall right now. Another very fresh coordinate at 236. Strong adjusting so far. And I believe it's by Coastal. A bit of a super sub.
Very impressive, very impressive. But one thing that could get scary that I am seeing right now is he's not really opting into widen it that much. So if they do eventually start to hold, this buffer will get packed up pretty easily.
Very good point. The further you go, the easier it gets to hold. And like you were saying, it's not very wide at the moment. We saw, on the flip side of things, we saw Mars really try and focus on widening up the split as much as possible, which technically, you know, just by walls, they tied on. Obviously, there was a player ban, which led to them being given the win. But that was their strategy. It looks like this strategy is a little different. Coastal, not very familiar and experienced with adjusting on the cup, so that could be coming into play. But shots keep coming through, patches being made. A lot, it seems like, you know, we talked about Saturn yesterday having really good rating communications. They've got everybody at the top forcing through, so it seems like that part is doing well.
Exactly, adjusted it up high, no one there to catch it, and you already have BBM Pin Work Clients, both forcing the only guy that was able to get up high, but they're just still slamming fresh high. Velted trying to make it up to the shot.
248, keeping on rolling from a Saturn point of view. They are forcing together, which is proving to be very beneficial. It seems like now, you know, the adjusting was pretty solid at the start, maybe slacking a little bit now compared to what we might be used to, but still going fresh right now. Not very wide though, but does that really matter when you're hitting fresh every shot?
The forcing is just beautiful right now. I'm seeing kill after kill. Dora dropping a nuke right now. Just dropped 6 kills in a row. BBM Pin also adding 1. I mean, when you're dropping kills like this and have forces like this, you don't really need to widen it that much. I'm seeing a lot of confidence from these adjusts right now.
Dora showing why he is the only player in this match that has been in a cup team before. As we mentioned, he was actually on the championship winning team of Himo last season, but was not able to play very much as the Himo main 4 are very connected and established with what their roles are. So Dora showing his worth right now as he is getting these shots in.
I would like to point out some accusation in the chat from one of the patchers. He said that they're using best adjust, but I would like to say that Coastal hasn't even adjusted X. He has just kept it true to his snake, so that kind of shuts down any best adjust accusations. But when you're beaming like this, I don't know, it's not looking good right now. Not looking good at all for Mars.
Very true. Shot going in high at the moment, caught at the front. We are currently just over 2 chunks off of the base, and we're not even 14 minutes remaining. We just hit that mark now, so 6 minutes have elapsed, and they are almost 2 chunks off. Really not a good start from a Mars point of view, but we saw this in the previous game too. Mars just absolutely got drilled very quickly, but then stabilized pretty well, and we're able to end up holding the buffer, potentially because of some not great adjusts. But we're going to see if Coastal might fall to the same issue. But right now, I mean, he is just slamming fresh all the time.
Yeah, I don't know. This is definitely a different vibe for Mars patch, and they are not showing strong at all. And just this forcing is beautiful, man. I mean, they go high, all 3 of them forcing high, and there's just nobody patching high. I don't know if there's just a lack of leadership for the Mars team, or if this and Ribos is that huge for them, but I don't know how they're going to hold this one.
Not looking good from them. It does look somewhat more packed, but as I say that, they're right down to 232 full fresh, almost to the 2 chunk mark. That should be it. They are on the sand wall now, and that is knocked down. 2 chunks remaining. It is important. You want to just breach as fast as possible. Don't, you know, if you're the first raiders, you want to just breach as quick as you can. You don't want to force it, obviously, but there's a lot more pressure on the other side of things when you can breach quickly.
Yeah, man, this is looking a bit rough. I would like to... They just need to keep someone high every time they go to these low chords. Like right now, I don't see anyone packing up high, and I feel like they're just going to go right back up and beam them.
Very true. 219 now, making progress, trying to make something happen. They like we have said, man, they are forcing together. This is probably one of the strongest forcing performances up to this point that I have seen. Another kill comes through. Drexern getting that kill, but I have been very impressed with the forcing by this team. They are either sticking with their man or making sure they are where the shot is. A Pearl comes through and is not going to hit anywhere. Who is that? Woodman really struggling to get up as the shot keeps coming through. They're almost a chunk off. This is worst case scenario for Mars, and there's still plenty of open space for them to breach.
We talked about this earlier before the game. Coastal really bringing that leadership value. Every adjust just has 3 forces on it, and this is looking very coordinated. They're already almost about 1 chunk off at this low split, but continuing to hit fresh.
228.
This is going to be rough.
Very high, very deep. 224, trying to make something happen. At this
Already
point,
10 walls off. This is
exactly 10 walls off. Very, very close. It's a matter of finding chords now that they can adjust to, because I'm seeing a lot. I honestly think they should probably try and go for some of these lower chords. They have about 20 Ys to use, so I wouldn't wait, and I would just make this you know, finished as soon as I could.
It's interesting that you talk on those chords because I feel like it's just a nod to how good these forcers have been. Coastal hasn't even X adjusted anything. He is only stuck true to his snake, and they are still ripping through.
249 is where they are at now. I guess trying to clear some low. But if I was them, I would really just try and find a breach coordinate. You know, maybe not a breach, but just some more fresh coordinates, because there are plenty and you don't want to let them pack that up. You want to just keep the pressure on as much as you can when you are this high, this deep. But we'll see what they continue to do. On to 235, trying to make some progress here.
And hitting a lot of these pre-patches. This is really good, hitting deep here. I'm just seeing a lot of open space down here. Anything 210 and under is just completely fresh. Another kill there by Dora.
231. How much further can they get in a quick amount of time? Clock keeps ticking now, and the blocks are getting placed. It is getting more and more packed up every second that goes by. So if I'm them, you know, they really got to try and find something quick to use. A shot almost fresh there, but not quite. I really think you got to try and use some of your Ys at this point, because they have so many of them. Just try and get in as quick as you can. I don't really know why they're not choosing to do so, but as I say that, lowest is where they go. I don't really know if that's the move, but we'll see. Making some progress through. Less than a chunk away now. Nobody here to patch. They're going to continue to get uncontested shots off. Only about 5 walls off at this coordinate, but still completely patched up. I'm not exactly sure why you would go that low immediately when you have so many more chords that are full fresh a little higher.
Yeah, I would say that the adjusting so far has been really good up till then. There was a lot of fresh chords that were a bit higher that I would like to see there, but opted into going lowest, which is quite interesting. But now you see, for the patchers, you just need someone to stay fresh. You need someone to patch fresh, stay down here, and so far they got James doing that right now. And he just needs to be communicative. He needs to talk, call out these chords, and he just needs to hold it down for the team as long as he can.
Very much agree. I still see several coordinates that Saturn could go to that could almost be an insta breach. They need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shots. That's 18 seconds of fresh shooting and a full fresh chord I just found. So we're going to see if he can find something like that. Coastal is showing that he's certainly capable, but every minute that goes by is crucial time that you're wasting if you're able to breach quicker. So you know, we'll see how this continues to work. Patchers still making their presence known. Dora now trying to force on the shot. Lots of kills on the forcing side of things. James getting some patches done in the mid area, and as they continue to drill high.
I feel like sometimes the forcing team can kind of get lost in the rating aspect. They forget that they still have to patch after this, and you want to get in as quick as you can. You do not want to have this patch this buffer any longer than you need to. Very
much agree. You're just leaving it up to be a taller and taller of a task the longer you wait to try and breach, and every minute that goes by is, you know, a higher chance that they can do some sort of pre-patch to, you know, push them back a little further. But continuing to shoot at 232 now, almost a chunk off there. I'm not exactly sure what's going on here. I mean, they've got fresh chords, and it's only a few walls off. You know, I really think you got to try and make something happen, and then maybe look a little bit above that to make some more progress.
Yeah, I definitely agreed with you there. They had Drexer and just now forcing Woodman, but it seems as if he has given up on that. But you put one forcing on that fresh guy, go low, you could get into this base right now.
Fresh at 218, just about at this coordinate. Making some progress little by little, but it's certainly stalled since then. But with that shot, they've cleared a lot right here. Just immediate fresh chords. They just got to find them. Not exactly sure why they're struggling to get here. 206 straight into patches, though. I don't think that's exactly what you want to do, unless they might be trying to clear a little bit below it.
Yeah, I mean, you could just look at this how I'm looking at it. It's so clear. There we go. Finally, going to a fresh chord, hitting fresh. 2 forcing work clients here on fresh. Someone's catching it in the middle. Velted, getting some strong patches in, but they're fresh again.
Back to fresh, 208. Seems like this might be where they're going for the breach. Only a couple walls remaining. They have otherwise to use, but are they going to use them? I don't think they will. Down to 202. Getting held at the front. Can they force it through? 204, it seems like where they are. Let's see. Back here, almost to fresh, but just not at the right X coordinate. Onto the full fresh shot. Woodman trying to get some patches done. He gets a couple. They are just 2 walls off from getting into this base and finishing this raid.
Some 2 huge kills about a minute ago to help them beam fresh as they're hitting fresh right now.
Very
Hitting
high.
patch now, yep, hitting patches right now.
Right
but
there.
Yeah, 2 huge kills. Dora dropping a huge amount of kills. Just killed Woodman too, their full patcher.
Dora really showing off here. Doing another kill by him just like that. Dora really putting in quite the performance. 214. They just need a couple fresh shots, and I already see a fresh cord through the buffer. I just don't know if they're finding it. More kills coming in. This is a very impressive forcing performance, but the adjusting needs to get a little bit better because they just need to get in this base ASAP. They got 2 walls. You need 2 shots full fresh, and that's
fresh.
on fresh. One more shot. They are in. Drexer going to claim the core and end this raid phase. Impressive raiding scenario from Saturn, and we're gonna see if they're gonna be able to hold for that amount of time or if they're not gonna be able to. Coastal did well on his first adjusting performance. Some questionable calls midway through, but at the end of the day, he did his job and got into the base. 3 minutes until we get started with our next match. All right. Alrighty.
Hello, hello, hello.
All right. Shot coming in. 20 seconds now until this final raid phase of the Cup Season 2 qualifier. is complete. Will Mars be able to breach in enough time and move on, or will Saturn claim the victory? Shot coming in now. Coastal, let's see what he can do as a patcher.
And I would like to see Saturn come out with that same energy they did forcing, but seems like there's no real effort to patch in this. They're just drilling 250, no adjusts.
Very true. They got very deep there right off the rip. We're going to see what they can continue to do. James putting in some good work. So is Wart Clients. Dora making something happen, trying to get some patches off. Dora's going to have to put in quite a performance. He's going to gain a lot of focus from
especially after
Mars.
that force performance.
Let's take a look at the adjuster. I believe it is No Strafe. It is. He is adjusting.
Very wide.
That is what he tried the previous match. He tried to get as wide as he could at the start and try and make something happen. Back to 230 now, trying to split up some patchers, I'm sure. But we'll see who bites and who doesn't. Drexler getting on the shot. Getting some patches in, doing a good job. Pin. Let's see what he can do. Drexler back there. Now they adjust back up, but into patches, it's really not going to do anything.
Yeah, they kept all the forcers high. That was just a distract point, obviously, but everyone back up instantly. Good patching, good pearls. I don't know, it's weird to see this because they beamed that one chunk no adjust so quickly and then move it over to this new X and got to do it all over again.
Shot coming through high, 250, doing a little bit better job holding the start of this. But just like that, I was just about to mention, if I was Mars, I'd try and do some higher adjust, just a little lower. But back to 250 full fresh. So making some good progress from a Mars point of view. If you're Saturn, you got to get somebody here holding this shot. Not looking too good at the moment.
No, Coastal caught once. I don't know if this widening strategy is really working or if the patchers just aren't present as I'm seeing everyone, but for a while there was no one patching.
Definitely seemed like the communication was not super strong at that point because they just drilled high for a good amount of time. Just under 13 minutes remaining now for Mars to breach Saturn. We're going to see how this goes. 232, making more progress here. Dora on the shot, doing a great job patching. Like you said yesterday, you know, Dora's not exactly known for his patching ability, but has been making that known a little more recently. So we're going to see what he can continue to do. Drexler trying to get on it, but getting 2v1 at the front wall. Going to be hard to get blocks off, but Coastal's going to take advantage of that and get some patches off himself.
That is why you cannot 2v1. As you saw, two forcers on one guy, Coastal just creeps up behind them and catches a shot. You got to have better communications on stuff like that.
243 shots continuing to go fresh. This is the amount of time that Mars is going to have. It is obviously going to be down to the wire of who's going to be able to win. But No Strafe continuing to widen this split up. When you only have 12 minutes remaining, do you just go for the fresh chords, or do you really just stick with your guns and widen this up like you've been trying to do in previous matches?
It's interesting to see that No Strafe is sticking to his identity, widening this up, but I feel you got almost about 10 minutes left and you are still trying to widen this up front, but they're hitting deep right now high, so we'll see how this works out for them.
So far, the funnel method is working pretty well, but it's going to really show once they get deeper into the buffer if they're able to find those chords that they need to breach and to get deeper and deeper. About 3 chunks in now, just over or under 5 minutes elapsed in this raid phase. You know, it's not a bad pace at all. Not a bad pace at all. I wouldn't say it's bad or good for either side. Maybe for Saturn, this is a little troublesome. You probably don't want to have only this amount of buffer left this early on, but we'll see how this continues to work and how Mars is able to force.
If I'm Mars right now, I'm having a lot of newfound confidence because all of this fresh is just high. You're almost 4 chunks in halfway through at 247. So hopefully Saturn can get their communication straight, regroup, but they're looking pretty good right now for Mars.
Dora getting some free patches off at Fresh, getting these shots caught. Need somebody on him. I would say that Dora probably has the best ability out of the Saturn squad. And they're 4 chunks in, just about right here. 218, opening this up, widening it up. And we're going to see if this pays dividends and it does well for Mars, because like you said, they're not getting fresh with those cords. They're just making it a lot harder to get some patches off. But as I say that, they are fresh at 250. Not looking good from a Saturn point of view.
Beam and high, some impressive forcing from Work Client and James, keeping 2 patchers off of the shot. Got a kill from Work Client. Dora getting 2v1'd.
Shot Fresh. They are 4 chunks in at 255. Really not a good sign if you're Saturn. You got to start blocking it up a little better. 9 minutes and a little bit of change remaining.
Oh boy, hitting Fresh there. BBM pin catching it in the back. Seems like no one is forcing him, so see how that plays out for him.
250. Shot keeps coming in, trying to hit Fresh, clearing some low. Looks like it's caught at the front. Dora getting 2v1 right now. Who's getting free patches off at the moment? Looks like it's BBM Pin. But when they're hitting Fresh, you know, it's a little harder to take advantage of the fact that you're not getting forced while some of your other people are. BBM Pin looks like having a bit of a connectivity issue. But hopefully he can
Yeah, I don't know.
fix that.
Just are looking pretty strong.
Almost a 3 chunks off. Really not a great start from Saturn. And now you start to think, you know, it seemed like they waited to breach in that raid phase earlier. And is that going to come back to bite them? Because they're going to have to defend a little longer because of that.
I definitely could see that happening. Coastal adjusting. They had a lot open very low, as we saw, and they opted staying high. And I think that could end up hurting them really bad here.
Shots keep going. 245. 242 now. James having a bit of a lag issue himself.
Seems he's back.
8 minutes remain. Can they make something happen, or can Saturn start to block it up? It's looking a little bit better from a Saturn point of view, but still nothing you'd want you to be proud of if you're defending. So BBM Pin getting some patches off right now. Velted trying to force him through. They're back to Fresh though at 227. Another sand wall down. 3 chunks remaining in the buffer. Dora falls all the way down. That is not good from a Saturn point of view. If I was Dora, I would have might have just respawned at that point, because they are just beaming Fresh at the moment.
Yeah, the widening strat is looking to pay off. Coastal trying to catch it front, but can't place blocks anywhere. BBM Pin though catches it once and falls.
213 is where they are making this happen right now. 244. Back up Fresh.
Wow.
Under 3 chunks remain in this buffer, and they've got 7 minutes to continue defending. Really not looking good from a Saturn point of view. You need somebody to patch this at least. Coastal trying to get a patch off. Not doing a great job. Finally gets something blocked up, making his presence known. But they are almost 2 chunks off at this Y. 218 now. Less than 2 chunks remaining. Seems like it's only a matter of time until Mars is able to breach.
Yeah, looking very dire right now. You just saw that James trying to force Coastal high, getting about 2 chunks off, 244, and they're right back there. See, they're about to hit Fresh. Next shot, still beaming.
244. Shots are coming. Let's see what can continue to happen. It's just not any resistance from Saturn, and I don't think this is going to end very well. They're almost a chunk off at 244. This is worst case scenario if you're Saturn. If you are Saturn though, you gotta just try and place some blocks anywhere and everywhere. You gotta try and push them back as much as you can. Not doing a great job shot catching or pre-patching, and they are still full Fresh at the moment. Not looking good from a Saturn point of view. Less than a chunk off now.
This is just not what I expected to see. I thought having Coastal and then Patchen would have a huge effect on them, but I'm not seeing any organization, just a bunch of shot chasing. They bring them low, and look at that. Everyone's low, and they're right back up high, and who's patching high? Nobody.
Very true. The important part of this match has been the fact that Saturn has not been very put together patching. They don't have people on multiple Ys. Everybody just goes and follows the shot, which is just proven to be the biggest issue with what they're doing right now.
Yeah, Coastal's opting in to stay high. He's pre-patching as they're shooting low, so maybe this could help him out a little bit. But as I say that, they're just hitting these patches, hitting fresh 2-2-3.
6 walls off. A lot is open below. I do not think this is going to end well from a Saturn point of view. But let's see a little bit of resistance. Not a lot, though. 245, almost fresh there. Does Mars just go for the kill here or not? It looks like they are. 245. It's hard to not go for a shot like that. They're trying to breach very high. Breaching at 245 would be the highest we have ever seen in the cup. We'll see what they can do. They might just go for an ego breach at this point. I'm not sure.
If you didn't see what happened there, Coastal was opting in to stay high, but then unfortunately died. And I don't know if it wasn't calmed or anything, but they went high and they were hitting patches, but still nobody there to catch the shot.
Not a lot of resistance. 205. This might be it, ladies and gentlemen. Mars looking to advance and qualify for the Factions Cup main event for Season 2. They are on base wall. They just need one more shot through, and I'm sure at any moment now it will come through, and it does. 203 is the breach, and the match is over. Mars gets the victory and moves on to the main event of the cup. Congratulations to them. Quite a performance, but a very interesting one. One that saw very little defense overall.
Yeah, that looked rough the whole way, I'm not gonna lie. At the start, you see them no adjusts, beam about a chunk in 255, and don't even use their low chords right away. It was just a pretty poor defending.
Very true. Let's go ahead and check some of the stats on the Saturn side. Coastal with 24 patches caught. That's not going to do very well. Doro with 36, 26 and 20. When you're only catching on average about 26 patches a player, you're not going to get a lot of success there. On the other side of the team from Mars, Woodman with 17, not very high there, but he was full patching a lot of the time. James with almost 40, Wart Clients with 50. That's the difference. And Velted with 53. I mean, that's the difference right there. They just did not have enough people catching the shot. So, fair enough to say the least. But congratulations to Mars. They move on and qualify for the Factions Cup main event here for Season 2. And first off, thank you to everybody who participated in the events these last couple days. We have both of our teams, Poop and Mars, that will be competing alongside the current Factions Cup teams to try and get the championship. We will have matches later in the week on Friday and Saturday, and we will be back with the stream at that point, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see y'all later.